I'm gonna be taking off again. The only reason that I'm recording is because I guess just for the public to see what's going on. Really, be aware it's happening. I mean, if you ever have any suspicions that your home's been entered illegally while you ain't home, but really can't seem to be certain, um, don't doubt it. Most people know when their home is violated. Um, I mean, basically, here the situation in Montebello right now is the police. They're to a point where it doesn't matter what anybody says; it's what they say, what they want. They know they're being observed, but I think they believe that since the city is incorporated, that outside law enforcement agencies um, are not going to interfere with anything that they do or any decisions that they make. Reason being that some of those law enforcement agencies from other cities, including Los Angeles County sheriffs, um, Pico Rivera, are probably working towards the same goal here. I don't know if you've heard of successor agencies. They were created, I believe, last year, and a lot of cities have them, and a lot of cities are investing in them because, I mean, what is a successor agency? Uh, to me, it's a agency without the government. They are the government. They're successing the government because the government pulled out. So now they want to rule the city on their own. And but what I mean by ruling the city is owning the city, owning the land. Um, making their own laws because it's private property. So if they don't want you living in their city, then you ain't gonna live in their city. If they want to make a law stating, anything, they can. They can make any law if it's private property. And we have the police departments, the city councils, politicians, um, agencies from the federal government, people with money, millionaires, celebrities, executives, doctors, lawyers. That's why nothing's happening right now. Nothing's happening. I mean, I can't even get a lawyer for a lawsuit, against anybody in regards to anything that I've experienced. That would usually be multi-million-dollar lawsuits. I mean, automatic. I can't get no representation. No one's going to take my case, regardless of how open and closed, open and shut it is. Right now, there's no lawyers doing any of that unless it's a fraud, fraudulent. Like I'm going to get my money. Okay, well, let's do this. But they're not taking anybody with legit claims. If they were, then I'd be suing the the U.S. government. I'd be suing G4S. I'd be suing St. Joseph's Hospital, Beverly Hospital, Bimbo Bakery. I'd be suing every place that I've been that has did something obvious and against the law. Homeland Security. I'd be suing everybody. And my cases are open and shut, really. I mean, it's all in surveillance. But are they going to access that surveillance for me? to help me win a case? No, they're not. They're not. They're I mean, the majority of my life, their intentions are to keep me broke, me and my family. They know they know what I'm entitled to. They know that my grandfather and his grandfather left us land that Lincoln secured for us. Abraham Lincoln secured for us under the Aztec Empire. I mean, this is our land right here. And then the contract was that they're going to give it back. And what they do is they start changing names. I mean, anything to they alter anything to suit them. It doesn't matter. They'll change the rules. Okay, we're going to change the rules. We'll just change the name. We'll misspell it. I mean, the Angelo Buono is a perfect example. He was supposed to have died in 2002, and then I find an Arthur Lyon Cervantes, and after I have encounters with Kenneth Bianchi and Veronica Compton, and then finally it's Angelo Buono, who changed his name to Arthur Lyon Cervantes. Then I found out why. Because he stole our family trust. So I mean, that's out in the open now, and there's no agency right now or anybody that's interested in pursuing that case. I mean, since when has it ever been like that? Since when? Since when has it ever been okay for anybody just to come in someone's home and poison? I've been sick. I've already suffered illnesses and sicknesses from contamination. I mean, shit. It's only a matter of time before someone gets really sick. And if it's my mother, I'm gonna have to do anything that I can, including praying to God, to create a consequence, especially for my daughter. They're taking this lightly, and I already know the only way it's going to change is when they start dropping, when they start getting hurt, killed, poisoned, targeted, and there's nothing they can do. Right now, they have technology. That's how they got so bold. That's how they have the audacity to do what they did and take over California and separate themselves from the rest of the U.S. government because of the technology that they have. That's why the U.S. government ain't stepping in to do anything, because California is so delusional with this technology that they have that they're threatening the U.S. government. Leave us alone. We're going to take care of our own. We got California. You take the rest of the states. You do what you want with them. But as far as Art Cervantes, the heir to the nation, under the Temple of Inscriptions, I mean, it's not a secret. I mean, I post all the information there. They might change the name. They change the name, sure. Yeah, they're not going to put Arthur Cervantes. Just like every corporation, every business in the United States, everyone voted, hey, put it under Arthur Cervantes' name. Well, we're not going to give it to him, but it's his. He owns it. So he owns it, but we're never going to give it to him. But they didn't think I was going to find out about it. But that was the agreement. And there's a good reason, too. I mean, you could read my Twitter. You could read the Aztec Empire Twitter page. There's so much information, so much proof, so much evidence that it does not matter to any law enforcement agency right now. None of it. It's clear as crystal clear. The evidence is undeniable. I have enough evidence there to win multiple cases and prove who I am. I mean, but they knew I was. They've always known who I am. They've always known who I am, and everyone in my life is in every lifetime because of who you are. I mean, they ask, when is he going to come back on the world? Because when he does, we're going to be there, and we're just going to take him out. And that's been my life, for already, 7 lifetimes? 7 lifetimes. The U.S. and the Ku Klux Klan has taken me out. This is the longest life I've lived, besides Tesla. 45 years. And what's happening now in the present is proof. Well, who does this ever happen to? Who has it ever happened to? I mean, the proof is there. There's reasons why. There's photos, there's information, there's documents. When do they ever let a serial killer population out and free and running around? Or give them a fake jail sentence? It doesn't happen. Well, apparently it does happen, but under our noses. That's why it's so hard to believe for some people. And they just doubt it because they're skeptics. You can't blame them, but it's happening. America's changing, and they weren't being secretive about it. It was all over the Denver airport walls of their expectations of what's going to happen. But the thing is, what they try to do is they try to take that Mayan Aztec prophecy and change it because they had my technology that I left here a long time ago. I mean, it might sound crazy and outlandish, but everything's documented. There's video of me. There's photos of me in my past lives. I look the same damn way. It's not. I mean, I've seen things and I've experienced things in my life that I can't deny. I mean, you think I'd be this confident enough to claim who I am and claim that I have the technology? I already proved there's Aztec pyramids all over the place, and whatever's in them, they're being concealed. They just really believe that they're going to use my technology against me and the rest of the United States. But they just didn't know, Technology is technology. And if I'm going to create something, I'm going to safeguard it against being used on me. So that's what happened, and that's what's going to happen. And if it gets, they already know what's going to happen. So like I said, when they start feeling the pain, and when they put their family in danger, like they have mine, and it's right at their door, that's when things going to change. But as far as right now, they're so delusional and so possessive and so crazy in the head that if you oppose them right away, the first thing they do is want to threaten your kids because they're already used to that. They're already used to getting you by the balls, and they practice on immigrants. They got all that practice on immigrants. That's all they used to do, is kidnap immigrants and their children if they didn't do what they said. And a lot of them fell victim to these, these law enforcement agencies who are, Nazi organizations, Ku Klux Klan organizations, Satan worshipper organizations, Scientology. Who do you think took over everything? That's who did it. Um, you know, people know, everyone knows, but um, everyone's not thinking of the consequence for being so passive about it and ignoring detail and thinking nothing's going to happen. The big picture is that they're not helping the Mexican Americans. They only used to target immigrants. Now they're targeting Mexican Americans who ain't submitting to whatever they say. You got crazy cops riding around in the street acting like they could just put you in the back of a cop car and take you down to the river and kill you. They harbor um, Satan worshippers who sacrifice children and adults. They harbor them. They give them a place to stay. They don't tell them nothing. They fuck with me more than they fuck with them because they do what they say. I mean, never have. I mean, come on. I have transients coming into my home. I got to roll. I'm gonna leave another live broadcast right now as I take off. But like I said, it really don't matter. Just you're probably gonna hear somebody in my home. No, I'm not even gonna do a live broadcast. I'm just gonna leave them like this because there's no point, really. I mean, what's the point? Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I mean, they test their boundaries here with me, but I'm patient and I'm confident enough to know that that contract that I did sign when I started this life, they're gonna leave me right here stuck in and being out of luck. I didn't come back to be a loser, so I mean, at the same time, um, it's taking so long. It's taking so long, and it's dragging because they're giving them as much time as they can just to change their mind and do the right thing, but they ain't. They're going to keep on doing it, keep on doing it, and they're going to give them a whole bunch of time. I'm right here, struggling and suffering, and wishing that they would just disintegrate every one of them. You know what I mean? And that's in my mind. Like, I'm just, hey, I'm zero tolerance. If you're gonna sacrifice kids and kill innocent people, then let's just round you up. Let's execute all of you. Because that's what you have to do. There ain't no time to do anything else. So hopefully we'll be seeing some amazing things in the near future that will convince you if you ain't convinced by now. Thanks.